Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Welcome to All Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Outlet Liquor, the place to buy a case on George Urban Boulevard. Sabres win their second in a row in a huge 4-point swing game against the New York Islanders. Obviously not exactly the team we're chasing for a wild card spot, but winning this game in regulation tonight was huge. Obviously, for those who watched, it was an ESPN Plus game. For those of you who have the Hulu package, and honestly, a game where the difference maker was your goaltender, Eric Comrie. Made some huge saves late in the second period and in the third to keep it a scoreless game. And then Ilya Lyubushkin throws a puck on net, gets redirected to the captain, Kyle Okposo, and Okposo slid it in along the ice past Semyon Varlamov. I can't say his name. And then Jeff Skinner finished it off on the empty net to seal the deal, to seal the fate of the New York Islanders in tonight's game. And as last time I checked, the Florida Panthers were losing to the New York Rangers 4-2. So I'm not 100% positive if that is still the case. If that game went final, I'll have to take a look real quick. But later tonight, you have Washington against Pittsburgh. You need a regulation win from the Pittsburgh Penguins there. As I believe you are chasing Washington for that wild card spot. So, yeah, a lot to be happy about tonight. Past two games, defensive structure has improved quite a bit. You aren't getting pushed around in your own end as much as you have been over the last month. The goaltending has been there, from UPL last night and tonight from Eric Comrie. I know a lot of people kind of were hoping they would see Devin Levi on Monday night against his native, he's a native Quebec native. So many would think that, it would be appropriate to start him against Montreal, a team who is kind of tanking, in hopes of landing Connor Bedard. But I think with you being in the play, still in the playoff conversation, and I personally, even if they would have lost tonight, I don't know if you would have seen Devin Levi. I'm not saying he's not going to start. I'm just saying now adding this into the mix where you are still in the playoff hunt. I was always going to say that I think they would want him to have a full week of practice under his belt before giving him a start. So maybe we don't see Devin Levi make his debut on Monday, which isn't a bad thing because I think we will see him eventually down the line at some point. But I think that, you just got to kind of keep riding with, what's going well right now between UPL and Eric Comrie. I don't know if you want to throw your rookie goaltender in that situation, even though I know for a fact he would welcome that challenge. You have a veteran like Craig Anderson who has risen to these moments before in the past. I'm not sure if his record is anything like it is against against Montreal as it is against Toronto. But I think you're going to get one of those three goalies in the net on Monday, and maybe not Devin Levi. But again, a lot to unpack here on tonight's game. You got 2-0 win for the Buffalo Sabres. Goals coming from Kyle Okposo late in the third period. And then again, Jeff Skinner netting, I think it's like his 31st or 32nd goal of the season. Just a must-win game in regulation for the Buffalo Sabres tonight. And then let's check this NHL scoreboard here real quick. Again, last time I looked, The Panthers were losing 4-2. Let's see if that is still the case. And I'll pull up some comments here because it was getting pretty full before we even went live. So let's see here. Let's check out the NHL scoreboard for tonight. So far, yep, final 4-3 in regulation. Rangers over the Panthers. Goal scorers for the Rangers in that game were Sheedle, Kako with the goal each, Lafreniere with a goal, and Buffalo native Patrick Kane with a goal. So thanks, Patty Kane. You did your hometown a favor tonight, getting the win over the Florida Panthers, a team that were trying to fend off and catch up with in the playoff race. And then let's see, the other game that matters to Buffalo tonight is the Penguins and the Capitals. 8 p.m. puck drop. So literally puck drop should be about a minute from now, or maybe a few minutes from now. Big game. You need a Pittsburgh win tonight. Need a Pittsburgh win. So let's hope for the best and hope that they can pull that one out, because you cannot afford any points being given out in beyond regulation. Also, I know a lot of you have kind of packed it in over the last month, and honestly, I don't blame you, but I truly believe that this team does have the fight in them to take this at least till the very end of this. And I've been, and anyone who follows me, I'm going down with the ship, no doubt. There's no way I'm not going down with the ship. I am a believer in this hockey team. I'm a believer in these players. And I don't think there's any way that they give up on the opportunity to play in the playoffs this year. So go to the peanut gallery here. Mauricio was right in there, hot as ever. ESPN announcers complimented Comrie as being steady, calm, consistent, quiet. Granato, he's your backup goalie. Trade, demote, UPL. He's lost. Well, it's too late to trade him now. He's lost all confidence. Shaky team, plays better defensively. Comrie. Also from Mauricio, bring the car home, close the garage, tune up the car next game. Comrie was number one star. I forgot the saying, one of Duane's golden nuggets. Go Sabres. Go blue and gold. Middle step. Can't buy, rent, lease, goal. Yeah, there was one point where he had a clean shot on net and just wired it wide. Where have you been, Duane? Last 3 games in a Niagara Falls cave peanut gallery needs you, especially the Predators lost. I was actually at the Predators game. That's why I did not go live after that one. I couldn't stomach it. I was out with at the game with some work friends. That's why I didn't go live after that one. Loss. It was an amateur cooking show starring Buffalo Sabres forwards. Turnover pastry. Are the Pagulas selling him under his stake so we can start spending on free agency, goaltending, 2 more defensemen, 2 ways? Sentiment trade, please. Middlestat, UPO, Olsen, Bryson, Greenway, Boston, Bum, and Soft. They seem to be able to adapt to the game as went along. The Islanders play a different type of game, defensive. Yeah, listen, this was never going to be a high-scoring affair. It was always going to be a low-scoring game. If you took the under on this game, you did well for yourself. I don't know what the line was over under, but if you took the under in this game, you made out well tonight. Peanut Gallery must be up in arms. Sabres won with a shutout. I know. I thought Comrie looked fantastic. I wanted to call myself a staunch defender of Eric Comrie. I was really upset with Don Granato and the defensive play in front of him when they lost. When he gave up 10 goals against Dallas, I thought they hung him out to dry. Whenever your goalie gives up 10 goals, he has to wear some of that. But I think defensively, this team has been so god awful, especially over the last month. The penalty kill is worse in the league. And when the offense isn't clicking, you can't depend on this defensive. Again, even though the last 2 games, the goaltending and the defensive structure have been there. You just can't depend on this team defensively all year when the offense isn't clicking to get you wins. I think they play very soft. especially like when you look at the penalty kill, for example. The reason teams have such a success against us is because they enter the zone so cleanly. We don't disrupt them at all at our own blue line or even in the neutral zone. There's no disruption at all. Whereas with Buffalo on any zone entry, there's disruption. Even though Buffalo has been fairly consistent throughout the year on the power play, due to the play of guys like Tage Thompson and Rasmus Dahlin and Alex Tuch and Jeff Skinner, it's not as easy for them to have zone entries either 5-on-5 or on the power play as it is against us, because our defensemen and our forwards, they back in and allow you to, take the blue line. And, you can't do that. Over the last 2 games, Buffalo has improved there. They've played more physical. They've been able to they've been able to disrupt more often than they haven't. And that's shown in the scoreboard. And it's shown tonight, Comrie had to bail you out a couple times, some huge saves, but for the most part, we played a very honest game in front of him, and he saw a lot of pucks, and he looked a lot like the goaltender we expected him to be when we signed him in the offseason. I have faith in Eric Comrie. I do. I know a lot of you guys don't, but I do. He hasn't been healthy. He's been hurt twice this year, and it's not easy for a goaltender to just jump in during a 3 goalie. It's hard enough when you're in a 2 goalie rotation throughout the year. It's even more difficult in a 3 goalie rotation. Add in the fact that he's been hurt twice. I can understand why he struggled. And this is the guy you paid for in the offseason, your bridge guy to Devin Levi. And if you're going to get this guy, I don't mind riding him. I don't, either him or Anderson. I like the UPL's game against the Devils. The Devils are a very high-powered team. You got Jack Hughes, Nico Heishire, Dawson Mercer, a lot of good hockey players on that Devils team. And UPL came up big a couple times for Buffalo in that win. So, but Eric Comrie looked as good as any performance we've gotten from a goaltender this season. Obviously we've had close to, 45, 50 save performances this year, but in terms of being calm in his net, being, tracking the puck well, not biting on fakes, he looked great tonight. He looked good. So, if that's the guy that we're going to get, I have no problem seeing them giving him another crack come Monday. I think it's hard. I would feel hard pressed not to give him another chance on Monday against a Montreal team that's at the bottom of the standings. If you're going to get that goalie in that, yes, absolutely. Play him again, 100%. I hope Tage is okay. He did seem a little apprehensive at times out there. Yeah, he wasn't playing center tonight, or at least he was, but he wasn't taking face-offs. I believe it's probably got to be a hip or a rib injury. If you look at the hit on him last night, it looked, fairly close to the rib area. So I can understand, and especially on face-offs where you kind of have to shift your hips like this consistently, I can see why they wouldn't have him in the face-off dot. They're probably trying to, the only motion they want him making, hard jerk with his hips is, or the torque is when he shoots the puck. So I don't, I don't blame them for having him not take faceoffs tonight. Shut out old time, go to old fashioned hockey night in Canada. Hot stove defensive hockey. All it takes is 1 goal. Go Sabres. ESPN sucks at commenting. Just do play-by-play and don't give us a bunch of dumb shit analogies. Comrie, #1 star. Mauricio, #1 fan. Duane, #1 broadcaster. All we need. I appreciate that, but I really do. What a game. Great got bounced back from Comrie's last start. I agree. They played great in front of him, too. Rangers won 4-3. Yep. Let's see here. Play Comrie once again regularly. He's reliable. Comrie's first goalie since 64 to win, to give up 10-plus goals and follow up with a shutout. There's a stat. I've been waiting for a game like this for weeks. Go Sabres. Yeah, I think we've all been – we want to see this team consistently, right? If you show up like this for the rest of the season, you give yourself a real shot at the playoffs. It's going to be a lot more of an uphill battle than it was a few weeks ago when you were in a playoff position. But you got to lay it all on the line here. You can't leave anything on the ice from here on out. You got to give up your body to block shots. You have to Do everything you can to keep the puck out of your net and do everything you can to put the puck in there. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but this next stretch of games, it has to be playoff hockey every game. You have to approach it like it's a playoff game every single night. And yeah, maybe if we do scratch our, sneak our way in, we get burned in the first round, whatever. Honestly, just get there. Get the monkey off our back. Get there. Give these fans something to be excited about for even a week in the playoffs. Get that arena full capacity, losing its mind. I can guarantee you, first home game, you'll have thousands of fans outside that arena if they set up a party in the plaza. 100%. 100%. Just find a way. Again, there's a lot left to be desired at the trade deadline. I feel like this fan base was very split with Kevin Adams being disappointed and being okay with it. I was there kind of on the fence in the middle. I didn't choose a side, but I always said that I thought you were in a position to do, still build for the future, but still get better now. Jordan Greenway was a little bit of that, but I mean, jury's still out on him. I know he's hurt, but I'm more of the opinion, give him through the first 10 games of next season before you really make a judgment on him, because it's not, only superstars, high-end players can come from one team to another and just immediately, pick up where they left off with their previous team. It's an adjustment period. It's absolutely an adjustment period. So for me, I'm not giving up on Jordan Greenway. I do need more physicality from him. I need him to play stronger. I need him to play tougher. I need him to play more to his size. He's a big guy. No one says you got to go out there and be a goon, but play bigger. Play to your size. No one says you got to drop the gloves. No one's going to say you got to go out there and run somebody, but make people fear you on the boards and in the corners in both ends. That's part of the reason why I was happy when they brought him here. I was hoping we get that. We haven't really seen a ton of it yet. So give me that from Jordan Greenway whenever he gets back into this lineup, if and when. And, I'm happy with him. I don't need him to be a 15 to 20 goal scorer. I need him a guy that's going to keep other teams honest, that you can throw out there 5-on-5 against a team's top line and have him be a guy that shuts that line down. So hopefully we get that from him at some point this season or, next season. Good analogy, Andrea. We all learn the Anders Bjork lesson the hard way. I agree. We need to remove an elephant, not a monkey, on our backs from our playoff-starved fans. 12 years playoff drought. Greenway is a bum. He's soft. Again, I'm not going to call him a bum yet. I'm going to give him time. I just think it's going to be an adjustment. It's not something that's going to be an immediate impact for him. So throughout the rest of this season, however many games he plays, and I'll give it the first 10 games of next season, get a full training camp with this coaching staff and this team, that much time to get to know his teammates and gain some, and develop some chemistry. Then I'll make my judgment call. But right now I'm not making my judgment call on the guy. He's here for at least another year, in my eyes, and I'm fine with it. Just, hopefully he makes that adjustment and we get the Jordan Greenway that, signed that earned that contract with Minnesota a couple of years ago. But yeah, so 2-0 Sabres, big 4-point swing for them. But again, they're not chasing. They are not chasing the Islanders. I think they're a little too far out of reach at this point of the season. So, what do you guys, want to see on Monday? I've never left the bandwagon. I'm still on it. I've been on it. I will hold out hope until they're mathematically out. Until somebody tells me otherwise, they're mathematically out, I will continuously hold out hope. Do you want to see Devin Levi on Monday? Would you rather them go right back to Eric Comrie? Lukas Rusek, I believe it's how you pronounce his name. He was in town tonight. Do you want to see the Sabres maybe bring up, keep him up, or, bring somebody else up into the lineup, to gain some exposure and get in some NHL games in this stretch of hockey? And honestly, if they would have played him tonight, not over Tage Thompson, but over somebody else, I wouldn't even hate it. Even though we got the win, like, those guys tend to bring energy to the lineup. Teammates are pumped that they're getting, that they're making their debut. the rookie lap at the start of the game during warmups. Guys like that, they tend to bring a different type of energy to a lineup, even if it's on a one-game basis. I would have been fine with that. Personally, I think you just keep rolling out the same lineup at this point until, the standings say otherwise. But I would have been fine with that. So some more comments here. I want to see whoever gives us the best chance to win until we are eliminated. Then I want to see Levi, Rusek, and whoever. Agreed. I agree. I think that you need to just continuously roll out, whoever gives you the best chance to win. Whether that's, I've been as much as happy as I was to see Kyle score that goal. It was a huge goal, game-winning goal, and to get the win in regulation. I'm not an advocate, but I wouldn't have hated to see them maybe give Kyle Okposo a night off here or there because, it's very visible how far behind the play he is a lot. I understand what he, offers this lineup on and off the ice, but sometimes I think, his lack of speed, his lack of burst kills them in some areas. But, he came up in a big moment tonight, so I'm happy they didn't set him tonight. But I think that, to Don Granado's points in the past, he likes to try and keep a fresh lineup. Maybe that's one of the guys you might see sit here is not for a game or two down the line. I don't think they'll do it, but I think, if I'm going to pick a guy in this lineup offensively, that I would probably sit down for a night. And again, not for lack of effort, but just, to get some more speed and energy in the lineup, he might be one of the guys. So, maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. To Mauricio's point, I haven't hated Casey Middlestad's game, especially there at the end of the game. Him out there, he came up with a couple. He won a couple puck battles. I have not hated Casey Middlestad. I just haven't. Is he going to be the goal scorer that we all expected him to be when we took him 8th overall years back? No, he's not. But he has developed into a solid two-way player, and he has improved immensely in his own end. I don't have the analytics in front of me to show you guys, but he has. It's very visible on the ice, and he's out there in big moments. There's a reason why Casey Middlestad was out there to end the game in a 1-0 game. It wasn't just because of his face-off ability. He does play a very good two-way, solid two-way defensive game, and Don Granado trusts him in those situations. I would have liked to have seen Tage out there just because of the wingspan. I'm happy, obviously, we won, but I would be interested to see Tage out there in those situations because when it comes to clogging up lanes, picking off passes, you just can't beat size. The guy's got like a 12-foot wingspan. It's something insane. I would have liked to have seen him out there at the end of the game just to see, how much more he would disrupt passing lanes with that reach and that size and the ability. But again, I'm happy we won. So next game is on Monday against the Montreal Canadiens. If I were to guess, I think we'd see Eric Comrie back in net. I don't see why you would dive after getting a shutout against a tough opponent, the Islanders, a team that's very difficult to play against. They play a very well-rounded defensive style game, and they pick their chances. They wait, they're patient, and there were a couple times, especially again late in the second, early in the third, where Eric Comrie had to come up big, and I think he was the unsung hero of tonight for the Buffalo Sabres. They got a great goal performance of their goaltender and a couple clicks for him. So I can't stay on too long with you guys tonight. I got a lot of spring cleaning to finish up on. Got some stuff going on tomorrow. I leave for Boston on Monday for work. So unfortunately I won't be able to watch. I might not be able to watch that game on Monday. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm not going to guarantee you'll see a post game from me come Monday. We'll see. But as of right now, I would lean probably more towards no. Unless Devin Levi starts. If Devin Levi starts, there is nothing keeping me from doing a post game on Monday. So, but I will be in Boston Monday till Friday afternoon. But until then, guys, don't give up on this team, even though the odds say that we're not going to make the playoffs. The percentages say we're not going to make the playoffs. Don't give up on this hockey team. Don't. So, real quick, I do want to pull up the box score for tonight's game just to see exactly who had points on the Sabres on their goals tonight. I know Cousins had the assists unselfishly on the empty netter. Labushkin had an assist when he sent the puck on net. Let's see if there's anybody else. I'm more, just thinking, was Tage in any of the goals? I don't think he was. At least I don't think he was on the first goal, just because I believe that was just Labushkin getting the primary assist. Let's see here. Where is it? Why am I not finding that game? Oh, there it is. Okay. So assists go to Middlestat, Labushkin, Cousins. Goal scorers, Okposo and Jeff Skinner. And that was really about it. And sorry, not 27. They initially reported 27 saves, 26 save performance from Eric Comrie. Semyon Varlamov was also very good, 33 saves on 34 shots against. Again, can't help it when your team doesn't score for you. You only gave up one goal. Can't really put any, if you're an Islanders fan, you can't really be too upset about that. Your goaltender gave you a great chance to win tonight. That moves Buffalo to 35, 31, and 6, I believe. That is the updated record to the Islanders 37, 28, and 9. So 2 more wins than the Sabres, but they have many more overtime points, at least 3 more overtime points than the Buffalo Sabres do. So with that being said, guys, remember this is brought to you by Outlet Liquor, the place to buy a case over on George Urban Boulevard. Don't haste. Go buy a case for all your Sabres game night needs. And obviously, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And let's go Sabres. Let's take. I'm gonna go down with this ship. Always still room on the bandwagon for you guys to hop on with me. And we'll talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.